I mean, at the end of the day, companies are people. There are artificial constructs, there are legal constructs, but people are the cells of the body, if you will. And they're so important. But what are your thoughts around, at BURSA? I want BURSA to look like, you talk about it. I want BURSA to look like Malaysia. Age profile, race, creed, gender, because that's what we should be doing. I mean, thinking around that, I know AirAsia does a lot of work in that space. If you can share a little bit, Tony.
Yeah. So, look, I mean, never thought I'd be speaking to a BURSA CEO with an Australian accent, so that's a start. So
G'day, Cobber.
We are big believers in diversity. We've been at the forefront. There was a diversity index, and I mean, my head of sustainability still thinks I'm not diverse enough, to be honest. And she sent me a big report to tell me all the things we have to change, which is good. I mean, as long as we're I think we're really good. And she highlighted lots of issues that we're not good at. So what is that? First of all, I think diversity is a plus. Malaysia should be the strongest country in ASEAN because of our diversity. We don't all speak Thai, or Tagalog. We speak so many languages. We understand so many cultures. We are sympathetic to cultures because we understand how to behave in a Malay house, how to behave in an Indian house, in a Chinese house. So we really should be the most powerful nation in terms of regional officers and expanding outside of Malaysia. So we pride ourselves in a meritocracy. We pride ourselves in diversity. And diversity is not just in terms of the traditional ones, sex, creed, color, religion, but in terms of age diversity. We don't have any retirement age for our cabin crew. Many airlines in Southeast Asia, female cabin crew have to retire at 45. Now, we see a lot of young people, but we're also, ironically, you've asked this question. I've set up a diversity department, and our aim is to have a diversity university, right? A kind of academy for people to understand diversity. So we're going into neurodiversity. We're hiring really smart kids who would be great in our revenue management team, right? We want to show. We've got 3 interns coming in. We want to show the world that there's nothing wrong if you're neurodiverse. So age diversity also in youth. We're one of the few companies that can promote a 26-year-old to run $1 billion part of the business because he's good. Doesn't necessarily mean that, experience is what you got. He's got drive and energy that me and you may not have, right? And ideas that me and you may not have. So diversity is not just the traditional ones, which we've been fairly good at. We were the first airline to have female pilots. I sometimes think male are discriminated in AirAsia because if you look at our senior management, they're mostly women. And then age, and then neurodiversity, all these things we want to educate. And what I want to do in the first instance is to just have a room in AirAsia where every once in a while, people can meet other types of diversity and discuss it, And I saw it wasn't my idea, it was a library in Denmark, which had no books, but just diverse people. So if you wanted to know what it was like to be a refugee, when we have these really harsh campaigns on refugees, I'm saying, hey, what if you were on the other side, fleeing persecution or poverty, etc. So, we've been very much at the forefront. We think that's important as well to bring out. So we think we're good. My head thinks we have a long way to go. But I love diversity. I think it's the essence of life, to meet different people and to meet different types of people.
As you said, Tony, Malaysia's greatest strength.
Yeah, it is.
Geographically, we're well positioned. Culturally, we're well positioned.
Yeah.
Diversity leads to empathy. With empathy, you can understand the counterpart.
Yeah.
It just makes, it's the glue. You see, that's the lens that we put on those assets. I'm not disagreeing with it, I'm just giving a perspective.
Yeah.
But it is us that need to be thinking in those terms.
True. I mean, I think it's two ways.
And so,
It's two
in the
ways.
same regard, we as corporates need to embrace, but I think we have to, that whole education piece, to get people to actually look at each other as people first and understand the journey that they have to get to where they are in front of them. Tony,
Okay.
just like to say big thank you for joining me today. Lovely, very honest, as always, sharing your thoughts. It's great because, when we actually say what we mean, we can actually make a difference. So again, thank you for all of us and everyone who's going to be watching the program. It's great.
Thanks very much, Omar. Thanks to BURSA for actually, it's great. Sometimes when you even think that you know everything or you're very good at it, this whole series that you asked me, I had to do some research and went back and talked to my team and realized there's much more we can do as well. So that's your purpose, highlighting to companies what they can do better. And I appreciate that. So thank you, everyone at BURSA.
We're here to support. So thank you. Yes.